previous one. Like Yellow Flash was called something else, Silent was called something else. The only person who's kind of remained was Nitsuje, but that's just it. We all know him from Falcon Esports. So this is pretty much the main roster coming from Falcon Esports, and you kind of respect that, right? This is Orange Esports we're talking about. The team that almost made it to M4 in the lower brackets for MPL and MY. So it makes a lot of sense why this is going to be happening. But at the same time, Fanny's going to be banned off. Leomord Martis is going to be completely up for grabs for Falcon Esports. What's it going to be? It is going to be Martis coming in from Falcon. So most likely it is going to be a potential XP, potential jungle coming from Falcon Esports, Mafel.
Yeah, I kind of prefer Martis in the jungle for now, especially with the Digi being banned out. No one is really going to stop Martis being a nuisance in the front lines, causing a lot of knockups, going up and about. So since Valentina is open, I still have a bias towards Valentina. I still feel like it's a very, very strong pick. And if Solo Aim still wants a support type of hero, probably pick up the Matilda now before it gets to Falcon, because Matilda and Martis, they could potentially be a very, very disgusting combo.
You know, it's surprising enough that Matilda is really in a situation where it's so good when it comes to mobility, right? We've seen a lot of teams kind of play the Matilda the previous week, but at the same time, I know for a fact that Orange Esports, they want to kind of leave Aim's hero out and open for the fact that they may be dealt with heroes that they need the Lolita. And Orange Esports is one of the few teams that kind of brought in the Lolita that kind of dealt with the Leslie very, very efficiently, as well as Beatrix as well, which is something that I think Silent might be looking to play on that, maybe even in Irritel. Not exactly sure yet, but I'm pretty confident that if they don't pick the Beatrix right here, they are going to get banned out. But yep, they are going to go in for that. Not sure if Orange Esports is going to play the Lolita later on to deal with it, though.
Right now, my only issue, because looking at the draft from Orange Esports, right now, Falcon, they have the answers. One of the problems with picking up the Leslie very, very early on is you can counter it. One of the counter is the Farsa. The other counter is having an EXP laner like a Yuzong, like a Lapu Lapu that can just dive behind, because she's very strong in terms of burst damage, but it's just one shot at a time. So you could burst her down very, very easily. And for Orange, now they're forced to get a draft that can clear the minions very, very fast, because Leslie can't clear the lanes in case they're losing by a lot, especially if the enemy team gets a Lord. I kind of want to say the same thing for Valentina. So right now, Falcon, they're controlling the draft. They have a lot of answers for any kind of problems that Orange Esports is presenting at the moment.
Now, I can see that Orange Esports is really struggling with their first phase ban. Is it going to be a Fredrin or is it going to be the Benedetta? In this case, they do pick it up for Neo. It is going to be a comfort for him. We did see a 3-man Petrify with Electro Final Blow coming from Neon the previous week as well. So it's pretty sick combo. Comfort heroes coming in. However, Fredrin needs to go, I guess, to a certain degree. You know, unless Falcon decides to play it on Yellow Flash for the XP lane. They have been leaning on towards Uranus a little bit too much in the previous week, which is kind of interesting for me because I don't think Uranus has been buffed all that well together, Lafel.
Yeah, no, Uranus is like a tech kind of hero where you just slot him in if you need time for your carries to get online, because Uranus is a hero that really doesn't mind even if he dies, and he's one of those heroes that is very difficult to get down. So once he has 3 items, you can proxy 2 waves in the enemy's base, and that buys a lot of time for your own carry to get their items. So it's more of a hero that you put in when you know that you're not going to be having quite a strong mid game. So he mitigates that and then tries to balance it out in the later stages of the game, and then it becomes a situation who has the better team fight in the late game and who skills a little bit better. Right now, Falcon, they ban out the Leomort themselves, which is pretty good. They got to protect the Farsa as well as the Beatrix.
Yep, speaking of junglers as well, Orange Esports, they do have a wide variety of hero pool, especially for Subway. He used to lean onto his tank junglers a lot, but it feels like fighter meta doesn't exactly go too far away into the hero pools in terms of playstyles, right? But now the question here from Orange Esports is that how do they deal with this Beatrix? Because I feel like Benedetta is okay way to deal with it, but who can actually deal with the Farsa? Like, arguably, you know, the Valentina out, you can steal Feather Airstrike, yada yada, it's great. But not oftentimes you have the luxury to be so in front to actually steal those kind of ultimates. And you know for a fact that Falcon Esports, they're really, really good at spatial awareness, and they will always bait you out of position. Like, every single thing you do is going to be with intent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Falcon, one of their ideologies of how they handle every game is they try to bait out mistakes. And Justin is pretty good in his positioning. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to force Orange to get a draft that can flank them. Because looking at their current draft right now, they have two heroes that are very, very strong in the back line. So they have a lot of range. And they only have a Martis right now. So the Martis is going to be probably in front, so it leaves their damage dealers in the back wide open. So they're trying to bait out Orange Esports to pick heroes that can flank to the side, and then I think once they take the bait, then Falcon will pick one hero that can really protect the back lines, right? Either like a Ruby and such, or they just want to double down and be like, this is not a great Johnson game, but why not? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Okay.
Like either be smart and bait out Orange, but you know, I don't know. It's always a possibility. It's always a possibility.
Ooh, I was expecting that Orange Esport might be holding on to the Lolita pickup, but seems like they will use it to deal with this Beatrix in case of the SMGs coming in. But the final pick from Orange Esports is going to be my question here. What kind of junglers are they going to play? Are they going to go for a potential macro split push game strategy by going for a Ling, or are they going to go for a tanky composition? Because right now, the matchup is most likely going to be facing up against a Martis jungle. What's a good matchup against that?
Honestly, right now, I'm leaning towards a more tanky kind of jungler because the damage from Valentina as well as the Leslie is going to be enough. What you need is to give them space. Honestly, even the Baxia will be pretty well here. But here we go, the Karina as well as the Franco. And this is very scary because Falcon, they've annoyed so many people with the Franco, and he's really good on the Karina. It makes it so that he doesn't have to think so much. And with the lineup from Orange Esport, who is really gonna protect Leslie?
That's gonna be a tough one because I was expecting a potential Carmilla pickup, which is surprising enough because there has been a lot of talks of how strong Camilla is, and so far only Slate Esports has been playing it a lot in their compositions in the previous weeks, but now they force pick the Karina as well as the Franco, so that means that is going to be an XP Martis. How well will the Benedetta fail? I think it's going to be okay, but seems like they are bringing in the Baxia jungle for Subway. Okay.
Nice that I called it out. I did say Baxia jungle, right?
No, none of us did.
No, I think I did. Well, at least I called out the Karina because I said I wanted a tanky.
Yeah.
I wanted a tankier jungler, so I was thinking of the Baxia because the Baxia is traditionally the counter towards the Beatrix. Because if the Beatrix uses her Nibiru, then the Baxia will just soak it all up because of the damage reductions and because of the buff of the Baxia passive. It's gonna be way easier for Leslie to chunk out anyone in the front. So I think the pick is good, but I'm kind of leaning towards Falcon with the draft.
Ooh, that's gonna be I kind of like Falcon's esports draft a little bit more as well, just because it's a little bit well-rounded. But Orange Esports, they pull some really cool ones. But without further ado, we're gonna be jumping straight into the game because this is gonna be Falcon Esports going up against Orange Esports, game number 1, as they are gonna be looking for an immediate pause coming in from Falcon. No surprises there. It's all good. You know, they really want to try and make sure that everything is gonna be a-okay, and we're gonna be up on screen on ourselves again as we try and figure out what is going to be the strategy for them. But as of now, based on what you said as well, I feel like based on the draft, like Orange Esports, they have a really rough idea to deal with the B3 in the back lines. But the only biggest issue is, like you said as well, how will they protect the Leslie? And it feels like Leslie is in the current meta and the situation, it's not like your traditional marksman, right? Where you just stand still and just keep on auto-attacking like the Irritels or maybe the Moskov or maybe even the Melissa to a certain degree. Now is the stage where it's more of a poking strategy rather than a head-on fight. So would you say that Leslie, to be able to pull a poking strategy against Karina, is it going to be an easy task?
No. It's definitely towards the Karina's favor because the Karina, when she uses her first skill, she can avoid basic attacks. So the Leslie can't even burst the Karina before the Karina goes in because the Karina is just going to deflect all of those basic attacks. So this is what makes it so difficult because at the first phase of the draft, all they had to worry about is the Farsa. The moment where the Farsa sees the Leslie, she can open her Feather S-Strike and then chunk like 80% of the Leslie HP, so she has to run away. And then when she runs away, now it becomes the problem of the Karina charging towards you. And the Boxer is strong in front lining for the team, but he doesn't have a lot of crowd control. So how are you going to control the Karina from executing your Leslie? Because once she gets in range, she just has to use her ult, second skill. You don't even need to use your second skill, just the ult, and then the Leslie will be done and gone. And that's the biggest problem, because that's the ultimate win condition for Orange, because Leslie is one of those heroes up to 80 minutes. If nothing happens, no one is going to take down the Leslie. But because there's two answers from the side of Falcon, it is very, very difficult. Falcon has to make a mistake for Orange to really strive.
Wow, that's going to be a very, very good call as well. I definitely, I think from the way you described it as well, it seems like the Karina is going to be Orange Esports' biggest problem. And let's take a little bit of a recap on how Orange Esports win condition, right? Let's do a little bit of a simulation in my head for a little bit here. How do they deal with this Karina if the Karina dives in your face? They have a Lolita, they have a Baxia, they have a Leslie, they have a Valentina, which may not necessarily be the greatest of just scaring it off. So right now, you talk about crowd control, Solo Aim's got a lot of, I would say, situations he's got to overcome in order to deal against a very aggressive Karina. But nevertheless, this is going to be the invades coming in. Solo Aim, not sure what he's trying to achieve out of this, but it seems like he's going to take a little bit too much damage here, Lafel, and he's forced to flicker out. So this is going to be wasting a little bit too much utilities from the get-go.
Yeah, this is what Orange Esport has been doing for a very long time. They'll just put Solo Aim into a scouting mission, go into the jungle, see where the opposing jungler is, and then from there giving a lot of space for Stormy to get his farm and information for Subway to know where he can counter jungle. In fact, right now we can see, because they know that Falcon, they started on the orange buff, it means they're immediately going to the purple buff. So they have free reign on that bottom jungle. So it's just providing the information whether it's really worth it or not for a flicker. I don't know. If Falcon goes very, very aggressive right now, then it's not going to be worth it.
Well, that's going to be the case, but at the same time, top turtle is going to be the way to go. Falcon Esports may lean to actually prioritize on the turtle later on. As Orange Esports, they're getting a little bit aggressive. It's a little bit quiet from both sides here. It seems like they are trying to play for their ultimates as of yet. Ame Lens going to be going for a couple of rats within. Naomi also going to be scouting rotations coming for Orange Esports. The hook doesn't seem to be able to do anything, and Solo Aim says that maybe having the Shield War is going to be a good way to deal with those hooks here, as Falcon Esports was known for those hooks during the MSC days, Lafel.
Yeah, right now they are focusing on the EXP lane, and this is very good because Neo is one that can pressure Justin to make sure that he doesn't be able to do whatever he wants. And right now he's level 4, but they're not going to fully commit because he saw 3 members of Falcon there.
Yep, Falcon Esports also going to be preparing a turtle pit as well. It is going to be a little bit of baits coming in from both Orange as well as Falcon Esports. They're 4 men down here as well. Likewise coming from Orange Esports. The hook comes in. He connects on Subway. He doesn't have the Tortoise Persons, but he will eventually pop it up. But the damage has been done. He needs to make a bail out of it, and he's going to be okay. The ultimate coming in from Aim was able to completely slow down the rotations coming from Falcon. A big Numenon blast to save his life. So he's going to be okay for now. But this seems to be a win coming from Orange Esports, unless nope, he's not gonna make an attempt. It's a little bit too far off.
Yeah, that was a very good... Oh, and Stormy gets a kill onto Justin. This is what Orange needs to do because they need to start applying pressure because Neo is going to be the biggest threat for Falcon because he can go onto Silent as well as Justin. So if he gets a small lead on himself, making it so that it's more impressive when he actually does go for this crazy invade, then it's going to be looking very good. But Subway is looking very, very low right now.
Yep, he's dropping a little bit too much. A Feather Extra is going to be there, but the Toys Person damage reduction is going to be able to keep him alive as Ken Jr. going to be completely walking into his lava and just completely get taken out. So that was a big catch coming from Orange Esports. 3-0 so far. And it seems like Orange Esports, they will continue with their trend of dominating the early stage. And this is kind of surprising. And I wasn't expecting Falcon Esports to be completely shut down by Orange Esports right now.
Well, part of it is because right now I'm looking at Ken and it looks like he is using the jungle emblem, which kind of indicates that this is going to be a tankier Karina. So he can deal a lot of bursts, but not that crazy. And right now, It looks like Naomi catches solo aim. Stormy as well as somebody got to run away. Silent is dealing quite a lot of damage, and then Stormy is here, but Emelance comes in, deals a lot of damage onto Ken, but Ken, oh no, Ken gets taken down by Emelance. It's a good thing that he actually joined in the fight.
Yep, interesting enough, Stormy also going to be stealing the Beatrix out, and he's going to be able to find a solo kill against Naomi, who's pretty much caught stranded. And people saying that Valentina has been nerfed. Well, Stormy proves you otherwise. It's still kind of broken, not gonna lie. Still kind of broken.
Dude, I love Valentina, but it's kind of unfair. It's slightly unfair. Right now, Orange Esport with 3 people here in mid. They got to transition better into the mid stage of the game. They got to make sure that they have more mat pressure, because if they just let Falcon be at this steady pace, it's not going to looking good for Franco, and Franco misses his hook.
Oh no, Nitsuje is going to be in a little bit of trouble as well. Justin going to be completely burned down. Neo is going to be there. Likewise, coming from Naomi is also going to get caught up with the Numen on blast. Falcon getting completely rolled apart as Yellow Flash coming in with the smart is finally showing himself, but there's only so much he can do. It's going to be a 5v3 setup. However, the rest of the members coming from Falcon Esports is going to take about 2 seconds to actually rejoin the fight, but it's going to be a little bit too far off as the turtle will be slain in the hands of Orange Esports.
Right now, Falcon, with Silent not being able to join a lot of team fights, and Justin 0-2 and 0, they're having the problem of having not enough damage to go up against Orange Esport, and that is a big problem because Subway is very, very tanky. Solo aims here and behind, and Yellow Flash is gonna get taken down by Ambulance.
Well, Yellow Flash just completely zoned out in the fight. Orange Esports just having absolute lane control in every single lane, while Falcon Esports, they're forced to go for a lane swap with Yellow Flash down bottom and Silent up top. Hopefully, that's gonna be a little bit better to allow Silent to get some sort of steamroll farm for Falcon Esports. But Orange Esports, it seems like they're not too happy about their loss in previous week, and this time they're going all out in this first game against Falcon Esports.
Well, if they really want to win, they got to make sure that Silent is not going to be a factor in the later stages of the game, because Silent has shown a lot of times, even when Falcon looks like they're down, he finds a way to carry the team back. He hasn't completed a item just yet, but with the Fury Hammer, he has some form of penetration. All he needs right now is the Blade of Despair. But when you compare that to a Leslie already having the Berserker Fury, that is already a huge, huge power spike. And it looks like the next item is going to be the Blade of Despair. So as long as Orange Esport makes sure that Silent doesn't actually contribute a lot into the match, then it's going to be an Orange Esport game.
Yeah, most likely that's going to be the case as well. Solo aim is going to be one of the biggest threats, especially if Silent wants to do something about it. The Shield Bulwark can negate most of the majority of damage. Meanwhile, Naomi is going to get caught out. The Terrify comes in. The amount of bursts is a little bit too much for Falcon Esports to actually deal with it. That's going to be the downfall of Franco. Meanwhile, Orange Esports just zoning out the lane, make sure that Amelance is going to get his farm as efficiently as he can. So that's going to be an early Athena shield up on solo aim as well. Falcon Esports, they need to find a way. Ken Jr. is just struggling to find opportunities to cut back lines right now.
And looking at Stormy just now on his Valentina, he has the crowd control, but he also has the burst damage. Like, how is that fair, right?
Oh
right now, Orange Esport, they are controlling some portions of the jungle of Falcon, and this is very, very good. But again, like I said, they gotta apply more pressure because they gotta get a lot more turrets. And Justin here is taking a lot of damage, but he manages to run away while someone is getting suppressed. Neo, nowhere to go, and Silent secures a kill for himself. Orange Esport, they managed to get the mid turret, but I would say that's still very good for Falcon because they got a kill on Justin.
Yep, but at the same time, they also got a kill on Neo as well, giving a little bit of a comeback XP. They will lose the total possession, but at the same time, Stormy, he's holding on to the decimation of the Martins. It is going to have a lot of damage when it comes to the kill threshold, very similarly to the Balmond out, but I don't think it's the best, I would say, skill to take. But if you do get the kill, obviously having mobility of Valentina is kind of scary. Imagine this flying vampire who's just on flash speed all the way through, which is kind of crazy. But nevertheless, it is going to be a little bit of a chill pill. But Falcon Esports, they are slowly itching away. They need more pickoffs. And who's the best to pick off right now? Because as of yet, Orange Esports, they're engaging down middle, which is kind of weird considering that none of the players are in position to actually contest the middle lane.
Yeah, right now I feel like they're just giving vision because look, even looking at Amelance, he's not aggressively pushing just now. They only started to push a little bit aggressively once Orange, they've established some form of vision here in mid. So they're just gonna poke out the turrets and try to win a little bit slowly here.
Yep, Here comes the poke as well. Stormy going for a little bit of aggression. And Ken gonna be annoyed the heck out from the side of Stormy, while Neo is trying to make work on the middle turret. Naomi still holding on towards the Bloody Hunt for now, but Subway gonna be engaging on Nitsuje. Nitsuje is gonna be the first to fall. Justin completely shut down this Farsa. Absolutely cannot play this game. Silent also barely tickling down on Subway despite having the buffed up rockets in this current patch. This is not looking good for Falcon at all. Hook comes in, doesn't even connect on Subway. And they need to play the play. It seems like Orange Esport, they really want to take out all these outer towers before the 20-second mark for this Lord Pit. And it seems like that's going to be the case. Falcon trying his best to defend his tier tower, but that's not going to fall as well. It's not going to stand as Falcon Esports feels like they're completely starved out of every single lane right now, Phil.
Yeah, 7,000 gold lead for Orange, but the more important thing is they've established quite the pressure here in the jungle of Falcon. And what this means is that Naomi, he won't have a lot of bushes for him to use to pick someone off. So Orange Esport right now, they kind of limit the surprise factor of Falcon. The only thing that they can get surprised if Naomi gets a hook like that is only on to solo aim, and that's not going to be that big of a problem.
Yep, seems like that's going to be a free lot in the hands of Orange Esports. They got a hook nicely done on solo aim, but it's only a tank. And this is a Lolita with Pull Yourself Together. So it's rather early in the game. Getting kill on him is not going to be very beneficial to create enough space for them to actually push out. In this case, they need the big target. Subway also completely taunting Naomi at the finest. This is weird considering that Naomi was one of the best hookers in Southeast Asia. And for him not be able to get a single hook off, it's really frustrating, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and the discrepancy in gold here, where Ken only 5,600 gold, 4,000 for Justin, and almost 5,000 for Yellow Flash. They barely finished their first core items, and this is not good because they can tank a lot, but more importantly, they can't do a lot of damage, and Neo goes in.
Oh, Neo with the Petrify immediately gets Bloody Hunted as well. That's going to be the first takedown. Numenor Blast connects on 2, but the core members will survive. Justin and Ken Jr. will be able to get the reset. They lose Neo. It's going to be a 4v5, and patience kind of paid off for Falcon Esports. You only need that one big hook. In this case, they don't even need the big hook. They need the big ult in this case. Punishing Neo for his aggression was a huge comeback for Falcon Esports, and hopefully they will be able to redeem themselves, because as of yet, Orange Esports 8k net worth advantage, and how far ahead can they go? Because how long can they even stall for? Because Falcon Esports it seems like they're really struggling to make a comeback into the game, and with the Divine Glaive as well as Blade the Despair from Subway and Stormy, that's not gonna be an easy thing to do right now, Phil.
Yeah, the thing is with Orange, Neo went in, and it was actually a very nice engage. But the rest of Orange, it didn't really look like they were on the same page, because he was trying to zone them out away from the turret. But I kind of feel like because you were able to get Silent as well as Justin, you might as well just go in for the fight, right? Especially because he is gonna be he's gonna be targeted by Naomi, so now you don't have to be worried about being locked down. I kind of feel like they should have went a little bit more aggressive and get more kills there, instead of just, playing it safe, backing off, because now they're giving more time for Falcon Esport to establish some form of map control, because as we can see, in the orange side of Falcon Esports, they're starting to have a little bit more control.
Yeah, definitely. They're able to push a little bit more, but it seems like the win condition for Falcon is just trying to get back some sort of XP and trying to equalize by the 20-minute mark, and Orange Esports, they cannot afford to give this. They're, I would say, freezing the lane on all lanes, making sure that Falcon Esports doesn't get free value minion creep waves. It's really helpful, but they need to force even more fights. But as of yet, as soon as I say this, Subway gonna be trying to force something out of it, and Falcon will respect this and completely back out. And the discipline coming from Falcon is actually paying off as of now.
Yeah, if Orange got a kill on Ken, that's GG, that's game over. And right now we can see that Orange is probably trying to push the minions towards Falcon's side, because right now the Lord has spawned. If they can control the minions, because they have a slight advantage here, they can force Falcon to choose whether they should defend this Lord or defend their lane. And this is what we're seeing right now, where they're trying to push all 3 lanes while trying to force a situation where they can get the Lord.
Yep, the Lord is going to be down to 50% as well. Ken going to be flanking from the side. They're trying to scout out the health of this Lord, but Orange is waiting for the right moment to strike. Neo does have the Petrify available. He's looking for a forced fight, but Falcon Esports is just so far back. This might be a free lot from Orange Esports, and Falcon Esports, they're just so hesitant, and it seems like they would just completely bail out of this fight, and it's weird. It's weird. Well, when do you enforce a fight right now, Phil?
This is what Orange is giving to Falcon. They're giving options. What option you want to take, and this is not a good situation, not just for gaming, honestly, but in life in general. When someone gives you options, your brain stops and think and like, okay, do I take A or B? And what that does to you psychologically is that since you're thinking which option is the best, your mechanics is going to suffer a little bit because you're not going to be too focused on your own hero's abilities. Instead, you're thinking like, what should we do and such? And because of that, they took the safer option and they just back off.
Yep, it seems like Ken Jr. will be the first one to fall. Immediate gets bursted down. The Lord's going to be knocking in. Immediate takedown. Better Ezra trying to do some sort of damage, but Justin taking a little bit too much as well as the entire Orange team was completely dived the backlines, and that might be GG as well. Big out coming from Silent, but what can they do? Valens is still surviving. He's got the health, he's got the damage, and now Silent all by himself. 5v4, but one auto attack is all it needs, and they get taken down. And Orange Esports takes game 1 against
Victory!
Falcon Esports. Very
Esports,
convincing.